Hello and welcome to my channel, Mary Bourne ND and Gardening with Granny. And Thanksgiving, happy St. Patrick's Day. Uh, I had intended on giving you a garden walk because when I planned this meeting, I was looking at 65-degree weather. And in the meantime, it has dropped down to 13 when I woke up this morning. So happy St. Patrick's Day. And today is obviously not going to be an outside day. Today I want to talk about lifetime warranty. So, what does that mean to you? Well, I looked it up in Google, and in Google, it's 15 years. So, if you want something that is lifetime warranty, you have to use it up before it's 15 years old. Today, I want to share with you some products, equipment that I purchased over 50 years ago. I'm going to start with this knife set. This knife set was sold to me before we got married. I think I was 19, and it was sold by a traveling salesman. I don't remember how much I paid for it. I think it was in three installments type of thing. But obviously, they're still with me and came with um, a sharpener, or it's not really a sharpener. I think it just kind of gets the nicks off the edges. Came with a bread knife, and it's serrated, but it's still the best bread knife I've come across. It came with a carving knife, which I rarely use. And in the first, I want to say 10 years of our life together, I used an electric light knife, and I liked it a lot. The other thing it came with was a paring knife, and you can see I did not take very care of the rosewood handle, which I am going to oil up this afternoon. I don't use it very often, and I need my son to really sharpen it. He has a thing that an apparatus where he can sharpen knives. So that if I was 18 and I'm 83 now, that's a lot of years. That's over 50 years. And I would say that that was money well spent. I also will show you some equipment that I used for bread baking that I've shown you in other videos. I had a couple of months ago a video showing the bread making equipment that I mentioned was over 50 years old. And those have suited me well. Um, the other thing that I have used and purchased over 50 years ago is a 5-ply um, stainless steel cookware set that I use to this day. I have burnt food in it, soaked it, scrubbed it, and it looks just like when I purchased it. So I will show you that in a little bit. Some of the newer things I've gotten that I think are really worth the money that I spent for it is this tool. Now, these can be found on Amazon. It is for jar, like canning jars, but also I've used it for like the little cap on a juice bottle. And there's a certain way that you put this little thing and make sure it's in the down position. I've not used these. I have no idea what they're used for. This is the old-fashioned bottle cap. I don't know if uh, bottles come like that anymore. Most of them have a screw band. But this has been invaluable for me to be able to open jars and not struggle with, you just pop it. It, so here's the key. If the jar has one of those little bubble tops, and you can pop it and you can hear it let the air in, that's the type of jar it will work on. Another tool I have is a handmade vacuum sealer. And you have to get special bags for it, but they're reusable. And I have used this for avocados and tuna fish and a myriad of other things that would normally go bad, like an apple. Now, if you have an apple, it's going to go brown because of oxidation. And so taking the air out of something is one way to get rid of the oxygen that causes oxidation. So, um, it's been fabulous for avocados. I've been able to keep an avocado for almost a week if I cut it in half and vacuum seal the unused half. I've been able to keep an apple for almost a week without it browning. Cheese, it's marvelous for cheese. Again, no molding. It's rare when I can use up a whole block of cheese, so it is really beneficial for people who are just a family of one or two. I have used it and I love it so much. I gave every one of our family units. So my daughter-in-law, I gave her one. I gave one to my son and daughter-in-law in Boston. I gave one to my two granddaughters. So I obviously really love that tool. So I will end this video by saying that there will be attached videos showing me using the equipment that I just spoke about. Do you have anything that is lifetime warranty and has lasted you more than 50 years? Well, there's going to be excluding a lot of people because there aren't a lot of people that are over 50 years old or 60 years old because basically you wouldn't use equipment when you're a toddler. So that's it for now. I will be attaching videos to this, but I just wanted to give you a mid-March sip and chat and wish St. Patrick's Day is wonderful for you. And if you're watching this afterwards, I hope it was great. Um, I like the joy of St. Patrick's Day. It usually comes during Lent and gives you a little break, a little celebration, and yet you're still focusing on the good that somebody did years ago. And I would love that good to continue throughout my lifetime and that I can be a promoter of good uh, and joy. So stay tuned for some videos coming up of what's been happening in the grow room. And hopefully, when the weather gets above 20, I will do an outside garden video. There are things coming up. My primrose are coming up. My daffodils have been up. I saw a crocus the other day, so it's things are coming up, but for this whole body, gardening is pretty limited. So I hope you have a wonderful St. Patrick's Day, and I'll see you in the next video. Okay, so today we need to make some bread, and I want to add some whole grain to it. This is my mill. I've had it for 50 years. It's very loud, so I will try to tune that out when I do the video. There we have it. And we'll make some bread. All right, so we're gonna add half a cup of oil. I'm using olive oil, and a half a cup of honey. And if you put the oil in first, this honey should not stick. It should come right out. Just like that. So much easier. Okay, now we're going to add our sourdough starter. And see. And you can see it's starting to clean the bowl. And at this point, we're going to let it go for 8 minutes. Okay, so it's been 8 minutes, and you can see that the dough is now totally clearing that's noisy. It's totally clearing the bowl, and at this point, we're going to leave the dough in the bowl, but I want to take the dough hook out. So I'm just going to wet my hands so the dough doesn't stick. Pull up on that. We're going to leave the dough to rise right here in this bowl. Kind of push it around a little bit. This cover back on, and this cover on. Has risen. Looks really good. Because this has a little bit of yeast in it. I typically don't do the sourdough stretch and folds. I simply shape it and let it do its final rise. And we'll make dinner rolls and sweet rolls and a loaf of bread. Still quite tacky, which will make a nice soft, lovely loaf. And we'll put that in that nice greased loaf pan. And we'll make some dinner rolls. You want to just make a nice top to it like that. And just take it and roll it around. And we'll put these in a dish to bake. That's it. So I don't know how much of that we got. We got our rolls. Something went wrong with our camera. We have this buttered and brown sugared. The next step is to add our cinnamon. And then, let's see, I had finish up these walnuts that I toasted the other day. There we go. And now we're just gonna roll it up. You basically want a nice tight roll so there's no air gaps. So do the best you can at tucking it in and rolling it. And when you get to the end, what I like to do is just kind of pick this up and pull it over and pinch it down to try and seal that so that it doesn't break apart. And then roll it over onto the seam. Make sure that you've got it good and rolled. Now we'll take our cookie sheet that I've put a parchment paper on, and then we cut it in half and cut it in quarters like that. And what I like to do, because it seems like the blade mashes it down, I like to do the next step with dental floss. So it makes a nice round roll. You just tightly push it down under the bread and roll it like that. Cross over and pinch. And I'll bring you back when these are all baked and yummy, ready to eat.